Have you ever felt like she's there, but not really there? Like she says she cares, but something inside you keeps whispering, "This isn't what real love feels like." That quiet doubt, it's not insecurity, it's awareness. Before we go deeper, make sure you subscribe and like this video, because what you're about to hear might change how you see every relationship from this moment forward. Listen carefully, because real love from a woman is not loud, not performative, and definitely not confusing. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't just say it. She shows it in ways that most men overlook, dismiss, or misunderstand. You've probably been taught to chase attention, to decode mixed signals, to accept emotional inconsistency as normal. But a woman who genuinely loves you does not make you feel like you're constantly guessing your place in her life. She removes confusion, not creates it. There's something deeply instinctive about a woman in love. Her behavior shifts, not because she's trying to impress you, but because her emotional investment becomes real. And when that happens, her actions start aligning with something far more powerful than attraction: intention. Here's the truth most men are never told. Attraction can be temporary, desire can be impulsive, but genuine care, real emotional attachment that reveals itself in consistency, in sacrifice, and in subtle choices she makes when you're not even watching. If you've ever felt drained, uncertain, or emotionally starved in a relationship, that's not love. That's imbalance. And the longer you ignore that feeling, the more you train yourself to accept less than what you deserve. A woman who truly loves you won't just fit into your life, she will protect your peace inside it. She becomes aware of your emotional world, not just your presence. She pays attention in ways that don't need applause. But here's where it gets uncomfortable. Because once you understand what real love actually looks like, you can't unsee the difference. You start recognizing when someone is just interested versus when they are deeply invested in you. And most men realize this too late. So right now, I want you to ask yourself one honest question. Not what she says, not what you hope, but what she consistently does. Because her actions have already been telling you the truth. You just weren't taught how to read them. When a woman truly loves you, one of the first things that changes is how she handles your vulnerability. Not the polished version of you, not the confident front you show the world, but the parts you usually hide. Most men have been conditioned to believe they must always be strong, always in control, always unshakable. And because of that, you've probably learned to filter yourself in relationships, revealing only what feels safe. But a woman who genuinely loves you does something different. She creates a space where you don't have to perform. She listens, not just to respond, but to understand. When you open up, she doesn't weaponize your words later. She doesn't use your weaknesses as leverage in arguments. Instead, she protects what you share like it matters, because to her, it does. This is rare. And if you've never experienced it, you might not even realize how powerful it is. A woman who truly cares will notice the shift in your tone when something is off, even if you say, "I'm fine." She won't force you to talk, but she won't ignore it either. There's a quiet persistence in her care, not invasive, not controlling, just present. And here's where most men get it wrong. They confuse intensity with love. They think jealousy, emotional highs and lows, or constant attention means she cares deeply. But real love is calmer than that. It's steady. It doesn't feel like chaos. It feels like safety. When she loves you, she respects your emotional boundaries. She doesn't mock your struggles or dismiss your pressure. Instead, she becomes someone you can lean on without feeling weak. Think about that for a moment. When was the last time you felt completely safe being yourself with her? Not impressive, not perfect, just real. Because a woman who truly loves you doesn't fall for the image you project. She connects with who you are underneath it. And more importantly, she stays when she sees it. There's no performance required, no constant need to prove your worth. Her care doesn't fluctuate based on your success, your mood, or your mistakes. It's rooted deeper than that. And once you experience this kind of emotional safety, everything else starts to feel empty in comparison. Because now you know what it feels like to be understood, not judged. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't just show up when it's easy. She shows up when it costs her something. And this is where most illusions about love fall apart. It's simple to be affectionate when everything is going well. When you're confident, successful, emotionally stable, anyone can enjoy your presence in those moments. But real love reveals itself when life becomes inconvenient, when pressure builds, when you're not at your best. A woman who genuinely cares about you does not disappear when things get heavy. She doesn't slowly withdraw, become distant, or make you feel like your struggles are a burden she didn't sign up for. Instead, she adjusts. She leans in, not out. And no, this doesn't mean she loses herself or tolerates unhealthy behavior. Real love isn't blind sacrifice. It's conscious effort. It's choosing to support you while still maintaining her own boundaries and self-respect. You'll notice it in the small, almost invisible ways. She checks on you without being asked. She remembers things that matter to you, even when you forget them yourself. When you're overwhelmed, she doesn't compete for attention. She becomes part of your peace. There's a quiet loyalty in her actions, not the loud kind that needs to be announced or proven in public, but the kind that shows up consistently behind the scenes. When you're not around, she still respects you. She still considers your feelings in her decisions. And here's something most men overlook. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't keep score. She's not constantly calculating who gave more, who sacrificed more, who texted first. Her care isn't transactional. But this doesn't mean she accepts imbalance forever. Real love gives, but it also expects growth. If she's investing emotionally and sees no effort from you, she won't stay stuck. Because genuine love includes self-worth. So if you find yourself with a woman who stands beside you during your difficult moments, who doesn't make your struggles feel like an inconvenience, who chooses to stay engaged instead of pulling away, understand something important. That kind of presence is not casual. It's intentional. And intention is where real love lives. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't try to control you, she tries to understand you. And there's a difference most men don't recognize until it's too late. Control is loud. It shows up as constant questioning, subtle guilt, or pressure to change who you are just to keep her comfortable. But real love is quieter. It's rooted in curiosity, not fear. A woman who genuinely cares about you wants to know how you think, not just how you act. She pays attention to your patterns, your habits, the way you react under pressure. Not so she can manipulate you, but so she can meet you where you actually are. She doesn't force you into a version of yourself that fits her expectations. Instead, she learns your world and finds her place within it. That means she respects your time, your goals, and your individuality. And this is where many men get confused. They mistake possessiveness for passion. They think if she wants to monitor everything, it means she's deeply invested. But that kind of behavior is driven by insecurity, not love. A woman who truly loves you doesn't need to shrink your world to feel secure in it. She trusts the connection she has with you, and that trust shows in how she gives you space without creating distance. You'll feel it in the way she reacts when you need time for yourself. She doesn't punish you with silence or make you feel guilty for focusing on your life. She understands that a strong relationship isn't built by losing yourself. It's built by two complete individuals choosing each other. And here's something important. When she loves you, she doesn't compete with your purpose. She supports it. She becomes someone who encourages your growth, not someone who feels threatened by it. When you're focused, when you're building something, she doesn't try to pull you away just to test your loyalty. She respects the man you're becoming. Think about that carefully. Does she add clarity to your life or confusion? Does she support your direction or distract you from it? Because a woman who truly loves you doesn't just want your attention, she wants your evolution. And she knows that controlling you would only destroy the very thing she values most about you. When a woman truly loves you, she communicates with the intention to build, not to win. And this is where you start to see the difference between emotional maturity and emotional chaos. Arguments are inevitable, misunderstandings happen, but how she handles those moments will tell you everything you need to know about how deeply she cares. A woman who genuinely loves you doesn't turn every disagreement into a battlefield. She doesn't try to dominate the conversation, twist your words, or drag past mistakes into the present just to gain control. Instead, she focuses on resolution. Even when she's upset, there's a level of restraint in how she speaks to you. She may be emotional, she may need space, but she doesn't intentionally try to hurt you, because hurting you doesn't feel like winning to her. It feels like damaging something she values. And this is rare because most people react, not respond. They let their emotions take over and say things they can't take back. But a woman who truly loves you becomes aware of that line, and she chooses not to cross it. She listens, even when it's uncomfortable. She tries to understand your perspective, not just defend her own. And when she's wrong, she doesn't hide behind pride. She takes accountability. Think about that for a moment. How many times have you experienced someone genuinely admitting their mistake without turning it around on you? That level of honesty comes from care, from respect, and it goes deeper than just words. When she loves you, she doesn't ignore problems hoping they'll disappear. She addresses them, even when it's difficult, because she sees the relationship as something worth protecting. There's effort in how she communicates, not perfection, effort. She chooses calm over chaos, clarity over confusion, growth over ego. And here's where it becomes undeniable. A woman who truly loves you doesn't make you feel like you're constantly fighting against her. It feels like you're both working against the problem, not each other. That shift changes everything. Because now, instead of feeling drained after every disagreement, you feel understood. You feel like progress is being made. And that's when you realize, this isn't just connection, this is partnership. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't compete with your attention, she respects it. And this is one of the clearest signs most men completely misread. In today's world, attention has become currency. Everyone is competing for it, testing it, measuring it. But real love doesn't operate from competition, it operates from security. A woman who genuinely cares about you doesn't constantly demand proof of your interest. She doesn't need you to be available 24/7 to feel valued. Instead, she trusts that your connection doesn't disappear just because you're busy, focused, or dealing with life. And that trust shows in how she behaves when you're not around. She doesn't spiral into assumptions every time you're offline. She doesn't create drama just to get reassurance. She doesn't punish you emotionally for having a life outside the relationship. Instead, she holds space for your independence while still feeling emotionally connected to you. But here's something deeper. When she loves you, she becomes emotionally consistent. You're not trying to figure out which version of her you're going to get today. There's no emotional roulette, no sudden coldness without reason, no warmth that disappears without explanation. That consistency creates something powerful in your mind: stability. And stability is something most men underestimate until they experience the opposite. Because inconsistency keeps you anxious, it keeps you guessing, it keeps you emotionally hooked but never fully secure. A woman who truly loves you removes that anxiety, not because she's perfect, but because she's intentional with how she treats you. You'll notice she doesn't use silence as punishment. She doesn't withdraw affection just to regain control. She communicates instead of disappearing. And when you succeed, she doesn't feel threatened. She feels proud. Not competitive, not insecure, proud. That matters more than most people realize. Because when someone truly loves you, your growth doesn't scare them. It inspires them. So ask yourself honestly, do you feel emotionally stable with her or constantly on edge? Do you feel supported or constantly evaluated? Because love doesn't feel like walking on emotional glass. It feels like standing on solid ground, even when life shakes everything else. When a woman truly loves you, she doesn't just stay in your life. She chooses you repeatedly, in ways that are not always visible, but always meaningful. And this is the deepest truth most men only understand after they've experienced both real love and emotional illusion. Real love is not proven in grand gestures. It's proven in repetition, in the quiet daily decisions she makes when no one is watching, in the moments where she could choose distance, but chooses closeness instead. She doesn't only show care when she feels like it, she builds a pattern of care. She remembers the details that matter to you. She follows through on her words. She doesn't leave emotional gaps for you to fill with doubt. And perhaps most importantly, she doesn't make you feel replaceable. When a woman truly loves you, You don't feel like you're competing for her presence. You feel chosen. Not once, not occasionally, but consistently. She includes you in her thoughts about the future without hesitation. Not in an overwhelming or forced way, but naturally, as someone who is part of her emotional landscape. You become someone she considers, not someone she tolerates. But here's what makes this even more powerful. She doesn't lose herself in loving you. She maintains her identity, her respect, her standards. Because real love is not dependency, it's alignment. Two people who choose each other without losing themselves in the process. And if you're paying attention closely, you'll notice something else. A woman who truly loves you doesn't just accept you, she influences you in a positive direction. Not through pressure, but through presence. You start becoming more stable, more focused, more aware of your own emotional patterns, not because she demands it, but because her love creates a space where growth feels natural. And that is the final truth most men overlook. Real love doesn't confuse you. It clarifies you. It doesn't drain you. It strengthens you. So if you take anything from this, take this with you. Stop measuring love by intensity, confusion, or emotional highs and lows. Start measuring it by peace. Because the right woman won't make your world chaotic. She will make it make sense.